All right, they made some changes to throwing Hatchet with yesterday's patch, and I like some of them, I don't like some of them. In short though, throwing Hatchet is still at about the same place that it was before. It can hit pretty hard, it has excellent defensive utility, but it is very hard to aim and super inaccurate at a long distance. So it has a bit of a trade-off, I guess. That being said, I am quite enjoying mixing together both throwing Hatchet and Rapier. In my opinion, I think that these are two of the most trolly survival weapons in this game, so the combination of them, yeah, absolutely perfect. So I've got a couple of clips for you guys today. This first clip here, just a little bit of a skip there as I tear down the door to get inside. And a longer clip after this guy. If you guys want to see a quick breakdown of the build that I'm running here, I'll include it at the end of the video so you can check that out. And without further ado, let's get into this PvP commentary. So in this situation, I know that I have to take down their spawner or they're going to respawn just like that. And it doesn't matter how many guys I kill, they're just going to keep coming back. So I do a bit of damage there. I go up to the top once everybody respawns. Nice little kite away with the Rapier, and two players end up dropping down. One of them ends up running off, and I'm left alone to fight this guy. He ended up blowing his stam, and I just tear him down with the Hatchet light attacks. That is a big no-no, and he does it twice in a row. Yeah, that's a nasty punish for that one. So moving on to the next clip I have for you guys. Again, just doing some OPR on my legacy character and fighting this Greatsword player. There you see how easy you can destroy Greatsword with a Rapier. You just wait for that opportunity for the riposte, and he was in onslaught stance when I got it. So much damage on that backstab. I almost just outright killed him with it. That was something like almost 7 or 8k damage with just that backstab into the light attack evade. But these guys start chasing. I always try when I'm in these kinds of outnumbered fights to make sure you change directions a lot. There you see I used the flesh to go through this guy, and when they were converging on me, I rolled through the pack, forcing a turnaround. Especially with Greatsword and the powerful tracking it has, number one thing that you want to do, I think, is roll behind a Greatsword player so they miss you with that tracking and don't keep sticking to you. And I get a little lucky with the terrain there. I think he would have clipped me with that attack, but that's okay. There I catch the heavy attack. He's still in onslaught stance. And that is a nasty 4.5k backstab to finish that guy off. Actually, that was a different Greatsword player than the one before. Here, this guy comes out, starts swinging his weapon, and again, just using the speed of the Rapier to just really put damage into the Greatsword guy. But this guy is also running Rapier plus the Greatsword, so this is a very difficult melee combo to fight up close. That being said, I think the Undeath on the Hatchet evens this fight out a little bit because I can go very aggressive where he can't. And there I catch a nice riposte. I try to go for the backstab into the flesh. Unfortunately, he ends up getting a good dodge on that, so I don't land it. He hits me with the poke there, and just the speed of Rapier. Just evade in, light attack, and roll right out. Oh man, against the Greatsword, even when they're in onslaught stance, you can just pick those pokes like that. I really like it. I know a lot of people are asking what is good against Greatsword. The answer is Rapier. Everybody's secretly OP, amazing weapon. Anyhow, after getting a little bit of cover because of the range player there, the other player doesn't pursue, and I think it's because he saw the friendlies. We end up flipping that fort pretty easily, and then I right away just push forward towards their spawn. Now, this guy is shooting me with his bow to start. There is a friendly shooting at him as well, and I get the flesh right as that guy lands. I want to guess a headshot. That guy went down very fast, and this enemy musket player here, he starts backing up as well. He's shooting at me, but I'm just going to kind of use the terrain here, try to lob a hatchet over top where I can hit him and he can't hit me. Maybe the one advantage at ranged combat that Hatchet has is you can lob it over things that you can't see to hit stuff behind it. That being said, he ends up running off, and I am left to fight this ranger here. So I go into the berserk and just start swinging light attacks. I'm kind of expecting him to get the finish. He doesn't proc my undeath, so I just roll away, quickly heal up, and oh my god. Again, Rapier versus Greatsword. Rapier just absolutely annihilates Greatsword if you can catch them in the onslaught stance. And I drop that guy almost from full health with that Rapier combo. And this enemy mage ends up coming out next. I find this build against the mage is interesting because you have to get kind of close to them. If you have good aim with the hatchet, I think you can find a lot of success there. But as I approach this guy, I see another enemy player shooting arrows at me, so I decide to just get a little bit of terrain cover instead of trying to take that fight in the open. I get the riposte on the incoming arrow. I was kind of counting on him to go into flamethrower and the other guy to shoot me with the bow. low. So I do manage to get the stun there. Unfortunately, I am unable to really capitalize on some nice damage there. And he comes in with this spin. There is evade coming in super clutch. Roll, evade, roll. And I'm able to break enough distance after getting hit by that Greatsword spin. Again, Rapier not only offensively shuts down Greatsword, but defensively as well. And you can see he does not want to swing his Greatsword at me because he knows the riposte is ready. And I just end up bringing him down with the throwing hatchet. He can't, I don't know, he maybe could have blocked it. I don't know if he had the perk or not, but he didn't have his block up there. And I head back towards the spawn here and start fighting again. This guy comes back out, the Rapier Greatsword player. He plays well, so he's definitely a big threat for me. The archer in the back here is missing me a lot, but my health is starting to drop, so I gotta be very careful there. He counters my riposte with the Calamity counter, so that prevents him from taking this stun, but I'm able to quickly roll out and avoid the damage from his Calamity counter as well. And then I get some cover from the ranger. He ends up going by, and I think he moves on to another destination. So I just head back towards the guys up top here and start trying to put some pressure in. Really good damage on this Greatsword player. He unfortunately gets a really powerful connection with that gap closer, but I still stay right on top of him. I think part of playing a lot of Hatchet recently is I'm really learning how to abuse the Defy Death passive. It is very strong if you use it offensively and defensively, and you'll see me a few times just like go for the Hatchet shootout at melee range just to try to coax them into dropping their HP, because I can come back and survive that and they can't. And this Blunderbuss player, I catch him in the reload. I think he should have definitely gone for a roll. You see the damage of Rapier, absolutely amazing. I don't know what hits harder, guys, Rapier or Greatsword. I think that Rapier's single target damage is pretty hard to match, and these guys end up jumping down. I do get the riposte. It's a little late, but it does work. There I go for the flesh, and I go through the group. Again, you want to try your best to break that distance as effectively as possible. In that situation there, you saw I had a pretty sizable speed buff. That's the keen speed on my hatchet coming in super handy as I berserk to get the other speed bonus as well. And I'm able to just peel away. That was a pretty risky situation to be caught in, and I get behind this guy. He doesn't react again, so it's a very fast kill on him. I catch this guy low health, and I try to get the hatchet swings. Hatchet has absolutely terrible tracking on the light attack, so I don't manage to get it. And he does a fantastic job kiting. He throws down his circle to get a lot of stam back, and it looks like I did actually get him to blow the stam, but he threw down the ice shower in time, and I don't have my cooldown, so I decide not to jump inside of that. And now he wants to just continue fighting, so I'm going to do my best to stay alive. The Rapier Greatsword player, I believe, is the one behind me there. And again, lots of direction changes. He threw down the ice shower. I just changed to not have to walk into it. Roll behind the Greatsword player. See how his attack missed me. You guys looking for how to fight Greatsword, that's a huge part of it. And again, look how I rolled behind him. He missed his attack. And now he switches to Rapier. I do manage to land a nice heavy attack on him there. And I just try to give him a poke with my Rapier. This was dangerous. I ended up blowing my stam here, so I popped the Berserk, just knowing that I'm going to have to take some damage from his incoming attack. I get lucky that he doesn't hit me with anything super critical. There he does connect again, and I've got the social distance throw. Roll behind him. This time he saw it coming, though, and he gets the stab on me. Kind of a weird interaction from riposte there. I'm not really sure what's going on with riposte nowadays, but it does not work super well all the time. Then I get jumped real hard from the Greatsword player from behind. I managed to break the distance with social distance throw, but these guys put enough damage into me that they did proc my Defy Death, so that's now on cooldown, and I see more red players converging here. So I just try to get a little bit of cover, turn around, check my tail. No one has chased me here, and yeah, I don't expect those players to really chase me. Hatchet is a very annoying weapon to chase. Pair it with Rapier. Yeah, that's all I really need to say. So I come back inside. He sets down the pylon. I was expecting him to throw an attack at me, so I went for the riposte, and I ended up not getting it. There is another bit of cover on the social distance throw. The big thing I don't like about social distance throw with the new changes is that you have to be holding backwards in order for it to reliably go backwards. If you're not pressing any direction, it'll sometimes not fling you backwards, so it can be a little awkward to use if you're moving forward. Again, just trying my best to put the pressure on these guys. Really poor timing on that riposte, and you see I am going to get punished hard for that. Managed to roll through the group, though, again splitting them. Roll behind the Greatsword player. Can you guys even count the number of Greatsword attacks I've dodged in this video by rolling behind them. Such an important part of fighting that weapon. If you try to just run away, he will stick to you. And I'm saved by the bell. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here's a quick look at the build that I'm running as I say goodbye. If you guys enjoyed this, you can always catch me live on Twitch. Check out my website, pvpnewworld.com. I will upload a written guide to this build there as soon as possible. And of course, if you have a clip that you want to send in for the top 5, you can send that to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. Check out our sponsor, ExpressVPN. They can keep you safe when browsing on the internet, and you can get a deal with your first purchase with the link in the description below. And last but not least, a huge thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon for supporting the show. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're looking forward to more. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.